What's up everybody, Fortexfiend here, and welcome back again to another video on SD Gundam G Generation Eternal, where in this video, I'm going to be going over a particular unit, in specific, a particular alt unit that has definitely gained a lot more value and a lot more incentive to build, especially with the recent content we've received in-game. However, before I go ahead and get started with that, if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, you know the drill. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you're not missing out on future uploads. Leave a like or dislike on this video and comment down below which of the alt units have you personally built from playing this game, whether you're a day one player or whether you just started this game not too long ago. Okay, so we know that we are rewarded these alt units, and these alt units are like the end game to these development trees for specific development trees when you've already fully completed them. And then afterwards, these particular units have a first upgrade and then a second upgrade, where essentially they become a UR that you can earn for free as a free-to-play player, however much you spend on this game. And they have stats that are pretty competitive. They don't have an EX ability like a Gacha UR, but they're still pretty good in their own right. And the unit that I'm referring to, which I by the way did get this unit all the way to its fully upgraded alt version, is going to be Fortexfiend's Gundam. Now, if you guys remember, I made a video on a guide about alt units, and Fortexfiend's Gundam was one that I ranked the lowest because at the time, we didn't really have content to make use with this particular unit. And also at the time, supporter units were definitely a lot more desirable. Even to this day, I still think they are. But with the content that we got now, I think Fortexfiend's Gundam is definitely a lot more valuable. And if you're a free-to-play player, if you are a light spender, or even a whale, I think this unit is definitely worth building. Now, a lot of you are going to have questions. You're like, well, wait a minute, Fortex. Well, doesn't this unit require like these particular technical journals in order to get it to its UR form? And the answer is yes. To get it to its first UR form, where I think this unit is already quite capable, all you need to do is be able to complete some of the hard versions of the Eternal Road, which even if you are a newer player that has played for about, a few weeks right now, I still think it's definitely possible for you to be able to beat those. Just take a look at all the other guides from not only myself, but other content creators out there for this game, and you'll definitely be able to do that, and you can get it to its first UR form. However, if you have the capital, and if you're able to clear either Expert, Eternal Road 1, 2, or 3, especially with the development units we have available now, you could definitely consider getting this unit to its final UR form. And one of the reasons why this unit is so valuable is the tags that it has available. It has UC series, so right then and there, you could use this unit in Eternal Road 1. And not only that, it has the Xeon tag, which has a vast amount of utility, and there's pilots that have that Xeon tag where they could take advantage of like particular bonuses. And not only that, but for Expert Eternal Road 1, there is a mission where if you use units of the Xeon particular tag, you get a reward for that. So that's already value, again, that's added on there. It has the Protagonist tag, so you could use this in the Eternal Road that involves Protagonist. And not only that, but it also does have Specialized Unit and Lightning Fast, and we have received some pretty good warships that actually beef up those particular tags. And then to top it off, it has Mobile Suit Gundam, and the recent Eternal Road that we got for Expert is focused on Mobile Suit Gundam. And if you take a look at the basic info for this particular unit, if you take a look at the secondary ability, which all of the alt unit have this, if you're fighting against units that have the Mobile Suit Gundam tag, it's going to get an increase for attack and defense by 30%. It is at 25%, if I'm not mistaken, for the first UR form. That's pretty significant. If we put it into perspective, its first UR upgrade, if you take into account this particular passive, its attack reaches 12,000, which is actually pretty, I would say it's pretty substantial for an attacking type unit, especially for a free unit. So if you guys are able to build this unit up, it has a lot of utility and it has a lot of advantages now with the current content that we've had. And not only that, we're going to go ahead and take a look at its tags again. And one of the things that I want to highlight is the two tags that are Protagonist and Lightning Fast. Upon the making of this video, what is coming out that highlights those tags? Master League Season 2. So if you are more free to play or a light spender and you're looking for another unit that uses those particular tags, well, here you go. Kostval's Gundam is going to be available for you, and I am, I'm standing by the fact that this unit is definitely worth building up, whether you're free to play, whether you are a light spender, or even a whale, because it's free. It is a little bit tedious if you are trying to get all that capital and all those materials and stuff, especially because you do need to beat at least 2 of the Eternal Road experts. But once you're able to do that, and again, there's a ton of guides out there now because this game has been out for I would say a little past over 4 months now. It's definitely doable. Now, you guys are going to wonder, well, what pilots should I be using for this particular unit? Well, you're in luck because I actually have that prepared for you. So I'm going to be using the lovely Slow Stage page here, and I've already picked out the pilots that I think would be very, very good for this particular unit. So the first one that I'm going to recommend is going to be Shiro Amada, who is also part of the the 08 MS and also the Mobile Suit Gundam. And the reason why I recommend Shiro is not only is he an attacker type pilot, but take a look at his range stat. He has one of the highest range stats in the game, and since Kostval's Gundam is primarily a DPS type unit, and also a majority of its weapon skills are ranged, this is going to be very handy. And this unit, or this particular pilot, by the way, also has boost range and attack burst and high speed, which is all fantastic for positioning. So if you're looking for a great UR pilot for it and you don't want to use him in his own Gundam EZ8, then this is definitely a pilot to consider. Now, the other 2 pilots that I'm considering is going to be supporter pilots. However, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that because supporter pilots will initiate that support attack or that counter attack. The first one I'm going to recommend is Daryl Lawrence. Now, take a look at his range stat, 893. And we know Kostval's Gundam focuses primarily on range damage. I mean, that's quite high. The highest that we've seen in game. Now, I know that this is taken into account his special passive, so this is going to be a little bit lower if you're not factoring that in, but he's definitely a unit that you could consider to use on Kostval's Gundam. And the other one that I want to point out is going to be Anavolgato, because he also has a very high range stat as well. His also doesn't rely on a conditional passive like Daryl does, so his is at 822 if you have him at level 100, and what he's going to be doing is he's going to be piloting Kostval's Gundam, dealing damage and also dealing support attack damage at a high amount because his range stat is so high. Now, some other units that I want to recommend are going to be SSR pilots. Now, if you have the Gacha SSR pilots, the one that I would personally recommend that's the best is going to be Demisier. And because Demisier's range stat is very high, he's going to be another fantastic pilot if you happen to manage to pull this pilot from the Gacha. And if you take a look at the tags that he has Xeon, and we know that Kostval's Gundam has Xeon, so this is going to be an SSR Gacha pilot that is of the attacker type that you can consider. And then if you're looking for some free-to-play pilots that are SSR attackers, the first one I want to recommend, again, is Daryl Lawrence. Daryl Lawrence has a good range stat, and again, you're not going to be able to use his second ability. However, he is of the Xeon tag, and since he is going to be potentially piloting the Kostval's Gundam, great free-to-play pilot right there. Shalia Bull is another one, a very semi-balanced pilot, has the Mobile Suit Gundam series, and again has the Xeon tag, so this is going to be another decent pilot that you could consider using with Kostval's Gundam for an attacker-type pilot. And another one who is not of the Xeon tag, however, his 2 offensive skills are just so good, is going to be Ko Uraki. Ko Uraki has a high range stat, and not only that, has MP up level 3 and attack burst, so that way you can guarantee a harder hitting type of a unit if you're going to be using this pilot from the start of the battle, because you could beef up his MP right away, and then if you need to increase damage further, you use attack burst. But what do you guys think so far of the upgrades they made to Kostval's, well, not upgrades, I mean, but the content that essentially pertains to Kostval's Gundam and actually increase its value? Do you guys think it made this unit a lot more valuable? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I mean, I built it further even more so now that the content that we have is very relevant to it. We have a Master League coming out that's going to be really relevant to it with its tags. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, and stay blessed, everybody.